Hello guys, my name is Abdurrahim and today I'm going to introduce you to Unit 8, Our Cultural Heritage. So don't go anywhere. First of all, let us do a recapitulation of what your teachers or you have seen with your teachers so far in Unit 7. It's about celebrations. What can we call celebration in your opinion? I know. You still remember, so a party is a celebration, festivals are celebrations, weddings are celebrations too, and feasts are celebrations. And we talk here about religious feasts and national feasts also. Now the question is, what kind of connection we can make with weddings, for example, and feasts, and our unit, our cultural heritage. So, as you know, weddings and feasts are, some of them can go back thousands of years back in the history. So please, what is heritage? Let's try to answer this question first. So heritage is anything that is considered important enough to be passed on to the future generations. And we can talk here about traditions, we talk about many things. But let us first make a distinction or division of two main kinds of heritage. And we can, the two main heritage kinds we talk here are natural heritage and cultural heritage. Natural heritage like what? Like an oasis. Okay, and you know Morocco is rich with these kind of sightseeings. We talk about, for example, Merzouga is a kind of natural heritage. Sidi Ifni also, Akshur is another kind. And the second kind is what we call cultural heritage, and there are of course subcategories here. We talk about monuments, handicraft, an example here is carpet making, pottery again, and another subcategory is traditions. Traditions, of course, like weddings, and you know what happens in weddings, thousands of years and the traditions of weddings still exist. Moroccan cuisine, you know, Moroccan cuisine is very known in the world, and a lot of people just appreciate and admire our food, couscous, tagine, pastilla, a lot of other kinds of food. Folklore again, and those beautiful dances. Clothes, and you know, this is just one type of a region, of course, but there are other clothes in other regions of Morocco. Architecture, and this is what tourists admire and what tourists appreciate, and they are fascinated whenever they come to Morocco and see these very beautiful buildings. This is another kind of heritage. I need you some time, 10 seconds, to try to depict the story or what we call the picture and see what can it tell you or what kind of heritage it is. So, indeed, it is what we call oral heritage or what we call storytelling. Now, one would ask this question: why should we study those cultural issues? Why there are cultural studies? Why there is what we call archaeology? Okay, why should people study all of these? Of course, the first significance is the historical significance, and here we talk about the era, the person or event of this, or some events, of course, changed the world, as you know. Social significance, and here we talk about social or spiritual values and how they can change from time to time and from era to era. And then aesthetic significance, or what we talked in a minute, we said the beauty of architecture and designs and what tourists really appreciate and really are fascinated of when they come to Morocco. Scientific significance, and here of course we talk about the findings that archaeologists can find in sites and ancient monuments and stories they can depict from those sites about ancient civilizations. Please, here I would like you to take some time. Here are some very important vocabulary you have to retain, okay, for the time being, about our cultural heritage. So please take some time. If you need to look some of these words up in your dictionaries, please do. And then, of course, we move to next page or next slide. Nice. Again, Moroccan values. These are some vocabulary related to Moroccan values, which are human values, right? And if you combine both of them, cultural heritage and human values, they will give you one thing. It's our identity. Nice. Now, let us see this title and this picture. What can you depict from both title and picture, please? Take 5 seconds and try to answer this question. What kind of information can you take or draw from these two elements, title and picture? Alright, so at least you have some idea now. So this was a title and a picture from a text that you have to read. And here I'm going to teach you some strategies that you can use while reading a text. So let's start with the question number 1. What kind of cultural heritage is this? So we are supposed to read the text, okay, and see what kind of cultural heritage is this. Now, is it necessary to read the whole text? Of course not. So it's not necessary to read the text. You can read just the title and have an idea. You can just look at the picture and have a lot of information. You can read the first paragraph again. So it depends on each one of us, and it depends on our knowledge and our background, knowledge about the word. Now, here, of course, we can make an example. For example, we can read the first paragraph and see what kind of information and see whether we can answer the question or not. So it is a quote from a story. In ancient time, before ancient time, there was a young girl called Nunja. She was extremely pretty and had long hair. Her cousin Yusuf, a handsome boy, wanted to marry her and swore to gather 100 camels for her dowry. This forced him to endure a long journey abroad. Al-Ghul kidnapped the girl for an unknown destination. When Yusuf returned from his travels, he swore not to return to the village again until he finds her. Al-Ghul used to sleep here and stay up for a year. While sleeping, he put Nunja's hair under his head. Yusuf had to loosen her hair one by one. When finished, they had to paint everything with henna, as objects and animals used to talk in the past. In fact, they forgot to paint the container of the henna, which immediately after their leaving started to hit the head of the Al-Ghul and say, "Tom, Tom, Nunja is gone." So this is an extract from a story, and of course, you can see that we can answer now the question, what kind of cultural heritage is this, just from the title first, the picture second, and then from the first paragraph third. So, and this strategy is called skimming. Skimming, remember, skimming. Now, another question. Give 3 human values from the text. So here again, you don't need to read the whole text. You have to scan for keywords. And the keywords in this question is human values. Human values. So I give you some time, please. Try to scan very quickly about the keywords human values. Right, you find them. Yes, it's in paragraph number 2, the end of paragraph number 2, Moroccan human values, and the answer is love, tolerance, faith, generosity, and other human values. Great. Now, let's move to exercise B. Find in the photo a result from the following equation. So there is an equation, culture plus values. Again, here we have a very important thing to do is to ask your prior knowledge. You ask your knowledge about the word, what you know about the word, and you can answer this question. If you can't, probably you can look at the picture now. Yes, it's there in the fingers. Second finger from your right. Yes, it is. It's identity. So, culture plus values equals identity. Great. We move to exercise C, and here you have to respond to the following question. It is what we call functions, when you deal with categories of the lessons you have. Okay? And here we have a possibility. Mr. Teller asks you, is it possible that this heritage will disappear one day? Of course, the answer can differ from one student to another. But yet, we talk here about different expressions like possible and may or may not. Now, expressing possibility, of course, we have these expressions like might. This car is old, it might break down soon. It is possible that scientists will find a cure for COVID-19. And perhaps you like this video, so perhaps is an expression of possibility. Thank you very much. And see you around. Stay home, stay safe.